Hi, everyone. This is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and I'm an intuitive psychic medium here in the Sugar Land area, and that's just outside of Houston, if you didn't know. I work with angels and guides to assist my clients in many different areas of their lives, like to bring special messages from loved ones that have passed, or dialogue with their angels for guidance in a situation, or even receiving assistance with their own psychic abilities. If you like my content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like and comment on our video tonight. We are talking about kind of a couple of things that have been coming up with a lot of clients that I've been working with the last probably like 3 weeks or so, but more intensely the last 2 weeks. And this is kind of like the psychic side of jealousy and envy, and how it can kind of keep you from what you want in your life and what you want to draw into your life. So we're going to talk about that. If you have any comments, sorry, my nose is a little itchy tonight. I'm also going to be pulling some angel cards and get us a little bit deeper insight. But if you have any questions about jealousy or envy, please post them. And I am so excited. I may be having another psychic friend of mine kind of join in with us at some point. She's got to work. Like, what is that all about? I have no idea. Work. So kind of the fun part is that we're going to be talking about some planetary energies that are kind of amping up a lot of people's jealous energy, a lot of people's envy energy, and kind of like how that can keep us from our kind of like our dream life, what we want to really bring into us. So let's talk about that really quick. So one of the things that we have been dealing with for quite a while is kind of Jupiter going into retrograde. So Jupiter actually went into retrograde on June 20th, but kind of like the pre-shadow has been really with us for quite a number of months. And this energy kind of makes us look inward and kind of like, what are our belief systems and where did they come from? And that's a really good thing to kind of look at when we are thinking about changing our thinking or changing energy around us. So many times people are like, can you change the other person? Can you change their energy to be what I want? Can you change their energy to listen to me more, or not to be jealous, or whatever it is? And a lot of times what it really starts is with our own energy of changing our own energy and what we want in our life. And we change, therefore it forces them to change what they really want in their lives. Saturn is also coming at us, and Saturn has been in retrograde for a while and will continue for a long time. But retrograde is Saturn in retrograde is kind of what we're dealing with most, because it's got this like karmic kick to it. Saturn is often called the king of karma, planetary wise. And so this is one of the things that people deal with quite often, is you might have been jealous of someone else at some point, and this will kind of come back and bite you because now you're jealous of somebody else. And so that is really something that affects a lot of people, and you have to kind of work through your karma. And I may end up doing a video on that soon as well, to kind of work through some of your karma, because a lot of times like people are like, yeah, I was mean to someone, or yeah, I didn't treat someone well, but how do I deal with that, or how do I do that? Kendra, there you go. How can I deal with a lot of anger and disappointment, lady? That comes in kind of more let's see. Anger and disappointment. I would say that's kind of more of like a Pluto thing, or kind of, you know what I'm saying, and kind of disappointment of and anger. So one of the things I would say, Kendra, is that's part of what's kind of going on a lot, is that a lot of people right now are angry about things, and disappointed about things because things haven't been going their way. But I also will tell you that one of the interesting things about this is, are you speaking your truth? So many times when someone says, how are you doing? We say, we're fine. And I'm not saying you need to kind of like blurt it out like, oh my gosh, the dog pooped in the yard, and, go on and on and on. What I mean is, are you speaking enough of your truth so that you're relaying what's going on around you and not just covering up? Because when you cover up something, it allows someone else to cover up something. Every relationship you're in is a equal sign. If you withhold, it allows them to withhold. If you say the truth, it allows them to say the truth. And that's kind of what we're talking about in this jealous kind of energy, because a lot of times anger and disappointment can come in because of envy and jealousy. We see people that are close to our age and maybe they're doing a lot better than we are. Maybe they're doing things differently than we are, and we kind of judge ourselves on that, which is not really healthy and good. A lot of times what we should be doing is looking at ourselves like, it's great that so-and-so is married and has 2 kids and lives in a big house and that sort of thing. But a lot of times we don't even realize like that may not really be our dream. That could be, hi, Courtney. Hi, Kristen. It's one of those like, is that your dream? Is it really your dream? Because a lot of times people are like, I really want, a spouse at home and, children and that sort of thing. But I really, really love to travel all the time. Well, not that they're like completely exclusive, but they are to a point. Does that make sense? It's like, yes, you can have a family, but you're going to be able to not maybe travel near as much. So it's kind of like, what are you willing to give and receive in this part? So let's talk a little bit about envy itself. Let's talk about that part first. So envy really is kind of like discontent or longing for someone else's perceived advantages. And this can almost find like a materialistic outlet in views. It can be this other person has attributes or possessions or thank you, Gigi, or like they have something like a stature, like their dad is the mayor or their mom is a business person or their whatever it is, like their cousin, sisters, uncles, aunts, first cousin is whatever. So it's like, it's your perception that they have stature in life that you don't have. So it's kind of like, that's the envious part of it. And a lot of times kind of the signs that you're having envy is kind of like, you aren't happy for others when they achieve success. So if you're kind of like, yay, I'm just going to say, pick on Gigi tonight because Gigi is amazing energy. So if Gigi got a promotion at work and all of us in this group now, she told us like, oh my gosh, you'll never guess I got a new promotion. Some of us would be like, oh yay, Gigi, we're so excited for you. And some of us would be like, oh dang, and that's kind of like that envious side. Like we're showing that we're happy, but we're kind of really not showing it to the extent that we should. And that can kind of bring in this kind of like karmic kick to it, which we talked about with Saturn. It can also make the other person feel somewhat like their success is diminished in some way because you're not like, hey, you're not saying like great job and I can't feel the energy behind it. And you can also feel judged negatively like others, like, oh, I thought you were up for this promotion as well. So it's one of those, it can kind of make you feel like stung or bit in some way. And it's not meant to, it's kind of like, it's their way of fighting back. Like, well, I thought you were going to get this. So that's kind of like the face value of it. It's one of those. And then when we're happy for others, like when we face that, when we're really happy for other people, it really does kind of alleviate a lot of that envy and energy. So if we really are like, happy for your success, I'm happy for the things that you've achieved in your life, that sort of thing. Because if you start looking at it that way, like I'm really happy for what you've had, what you've been able to achieve in your life, that actually opens up my avenues for success. When I close it down for someone else, like I said, a relationship is an equal sign. So if I withhold my praise of Gigi and what she's accomplished in her life, that allows someone else to hold that back from me. Not what you want, huh? So let's go into kind of jealousy. And jealousy has like a poisonous kind of energy to it. It's a combination of anger, insecurities, resentments, inadequacies that we feel in ourselves. Other people don't always see them. Like we're going to see that inside ourselves, like I'm to this or I'm to that or whatever it is. It's kind of like based on our fears. Usually jealousy means that we're like suspicious or anxious about like a competition of someone, that we're afraid we're not going to measure up to someone else, and we're not going to measure up to someone else's preconceived idea. Okay, so it's a little bit different from envy, but it's not 100%. So signs that someone might be jealous are is like if you're not trusting someone else, and it's one of those, and it can be like a business partner, but it could also be a relationship as well. Kind of like, are you trusting that other person? If they're going out to have a couple of drinks with some friends, are you like sitting at home like, oh my gosh, they're probably cheating on me, or they're talking to someone else? If you're thinking that, because you're opening that energy to that, the other side is opening it to you as well. Like I said, it's an equal sign. You may get concerned when they talk about someone else, like they come back from the bar and go, oh my gosh, you'll never guess who I saw. I saw my high school sweetheart, or whatever it is. And she worked for whatever company and blah, blah, blah. Doesn't mean that they fell in love with this person. Doesn't mean they had anything else. It could just be like, hey, I ran into an old friend. I just happened to have dated this person like 50 billion years ago. And how do I feel about this? How is this energy coming forward? People that are jealous usually constantly are checking social media or their emails, and they're always thinking that you're the one who's doing the cheating, and that's not healthy for them, but it's not healthy for you as well. And that's kind of the crazy part about this, is when we are looking at this energy, it's like we're getting the balance of that. Remember, it's always an equal sign. One of the last things with jealousy is it comes in and it's really an attempt to control someone else's behavior, your partner's behavior, your best friend, whatever it is. Like it's an attempt to control them, to control what they're doing. So let's talk a little bit about kind of the psychic side of jealous and envious energy. So psychically, when you look at like envious energy, what you're really invoking is this very destructive energy from our creator. Because kind of what you're saying is that because we're going to go back to Gigi, because Gigi had success, there's less success on the shelf for everybody else. This isn't like the toilet paper scandals from last year, where if this person takes 5 rolls of toilet paper, there's 5 less for everybody else. It's not like that. This is a energetic cosmos creator kind of thing. So because Gigi saw success, that means that there's more success out there, because Gigi broke the glass ceiling and got a promotion past where we thought she was going to go, or where we normally go. She can't go any further. She did that. She's kind of broken the glass ceiling, not only for herself, she's broken it for everybody else. She just happens to be the leader. Because she's had success, it's more likely that you're going to have success as well. So when you go, oh my gosh, Gigi, I really am proud that you've done this, and I'm so excited for you. What it does is not only amplify Gigi's energy, but it also amplifies your energy to get another promotion or get the next level of success for yourself. So this is really, really important to kind of really think about that way. And kind of the one way I kind of like to think about this is we're going to pick on someone else. We're going to pick on Kendra. Kendra, for my scenario, got a new Tesla car. Okay. She wanted a new Tesla. She went out and bought it. And say someone else saw that and they're like, oh my gosh, you have the most beautiful Tesla car in the world. It's so beautiful. Well, it's not the only Tesla car out there. Someone else could go get another Tesla car. Just because Kendra has one doesn't mean that there's one less for someone else. Does that make sense? It just means she has a beautiful car, and that means that there's more beautiful cars. It could have been a Tesla or a Porsche or a Mercedes or whatever it is. And when you resonate that with other people, it's kind of like you're allowing that energy to come in, and you're allowing that success to come all over. The other part is we're going to go back to kind of Gigi. If Gigi became CEO of a company, okay, and someone else might go, oh my gosh, that means there's one less CEO position. Really? Almost every company has a CEO. Just because Gigi's CEO of company ABC, that means that position is taken, but that means that she's not taking any other positions of CEO. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like when you start thinking about that, it's actually opens up more avenues for success for us. When we're holding back our energy, or we're holding back our applause for someone else, or when we're holding back what we want to create in our world, we're holding it back from ourselves as well. Now let's kind of look at some jealous energy. It's one of those, if you're not trusting your partner, then you are really fixated on your, what you really need to do is fix your release of your fears, because it's one of those, if you're in like this constant fear of loss, that means that you're already feeling like you're not good enough. It means that you're feeling like someone else could take something that you have, or something that you consider to be yours. Yet a person or an item really can't be yours. It's a decision you make every day. My husband and I have been married for quite a number of years. And one of the things I will tell you is some days I would sell him to the lowest bidder. Here, take $1, take him, and everything else. But usually 5 minutes later, I'm like, I love him and I miss him. It's when you have a long-term success, it's falling in love with the same person over and over and over again. That's how it works. So if it's one of those, like, if you're meant to be in a long-term relationship, no one or no thing will come in and block that energy from you. They just can't do it. Okay. Just because your spouse is talking to someone else doesn't mean that he's not in love with you or she's not in love with you. It just means they're talking to someone else. And if you're afraid of that, actually, because you bring in that cheating energy or whatever else, you're opening up for that for you as well. And it actually makes it harder energy to deal with than lighter energy. So that's one of the things that can be overwhelming for a lot of people, is that when you open up this door to jealous energy or envious energy, it's like you're allowing that to come into your relationship, instead of thinking, I have a strong relationship. When I have a relationship, I'm going to open up this new energy to this really healthy, glowing, amazing energy for everybody. When you see someone like a friend you went to high school with, and you see them with their spouse and they seem really happy and that sort of thing, if you withhold your gratitude for them being in love and having a great relationship, what you're doing is closing that down for you as well. So when you say, I see like Courtney having this amazing relationship with someone, and I'm so thankful that she has someone that loves her and honors her for who she is, and she's loving this person and honoring them, you're opening up that balance. And when you see that, you're going, yes, that's exactly what I want to open up in my life. That's exactly what I want to draw into me and keep moving forward. But if you go, oh, she's with this person, and that means there's one less person in the world for me to be with, you've already closed off that energy just in having those thoughts. So it's kind of like releasing those thoughts and letting it come out. This energy is very amazing and very powerful. And we're kind of coming into some power days and months coming up really, really soon. And this is important not only for us to understand, but for other people to understand as well. When you have envious energy, or do you have jealous energy, you're blocking your own way of getting success, whatever you want in your life. If that's a healthy relationship, if that's a great career path, if that's buying a new house or buying a new car or buying whatever it is, when you hold on to the jealous or envious energy from someone else, you're blocking your own success. It's the best way to put it into words. It's one of those, I have seen this many, many times. I also think one of the things that's really funny is when I tell people, I was talking to a client the other day, and her boss I could just feel this energy from him of him being jealous of her. And she was just like, that doesn't make any sense. He's married, his wife is beautiful, they have a beautiful home, they have 2 kids, they have a dog and a cat and a parrot, and da 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 da. And I was like, that's one of the crazy parts, is like jealous or envious energy never makes sense to the person that they're jealous of. It's just kind of like, you're like, why are you jealous of that? Like, out of all the things you could be jealous of in the world, why would you be jealous of that? Why would that be something that you're jealous of? That's kind of the like, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense to anybody else. But it's also closing off their form of success. It's closing it off because you're jealous of it. That jealousy just like closes it down, and so it can't get through anymore. So it's like they're closing off their success in career. They're closing off their success in relationships, being with the right person, whatever it is, like they're automatically closing that off and not allowing that to come in and be with them. So it's one of those that can kind of be really crazy hard energy or really crazy harsh energy. And that's something that it's one of those, life is hard enough as it is. We don't need to bring in anybody else's junk or anything else for ourselves. So if y'all have any questions about this, I'm saying, like, any questions you have about jealous or envious energy, I'm going to pull a couple of angel cards and kind of see what I come up with as far as jealous energy. And we'll see what it goes. Abundance is the first card I get. So when you have jealous or envious energy for you or for someone else, what it does is it actually closes off your abundance for what you want in your life. You are literally closing it off for what you want in your life. So when you become jealous, when you become envious of somebody else's success or love or relationships or whatever it is, because they have a cute dog or a cute cat or whatever it is, their child is cute, whatever that is, you're literally closing off your own avenues for success. That's the crazy part. And so it's like, what you really want to do is open up every avenue you possibly could for what you want, and you're not. It's one of those, you're closing it off. The next card I pull is emerging. Emerging energy is something that is always coming towards us. Now, we do have a whole bunch of planets in retrograde, and we just had Jupiter go into retrograde just a few days ago, about 4 days ago. And this is going to kind of give us a great opportunity over the next few months to kind of go through our negative energy and look at it. It's kind of like, if you're jealous of something, kind of like open it up and look at it and kind of like, where did I pick this up from? Why do I have this energy? Where did this come from? So one of the things that I get is, when I was really young, my mom used to always say, what will the neighbors think? Anybody ever hear that one? I heard it a billion times. And it was because my mom was caught up in what other people thought of her. And I just always thought that was the strangest thing. I was just like, because that's just not my energy. I don't care what the neighbors think. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those, I like the neighbors, not that I don't care for them. It's just one of those, I'm not living my life wondering what someone else is thinking of me. I'm living my life my way. And when other people come in with success or happiness or gratitude about something, I'm grateful for those things. I'm happy for that. I'm just like totally in love with that. That, like, yes, that's opening up my avenues for success. If Gigi were to actually call me and go, oh my gosh, I got a new promotion, I would be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Because not only does that open success for me, but it opens up success for everybody else in my life. It is amazing to have that energy open, to have your energy open to what is possible around you. Let's pull another angel card. If y'all have any questions about this, please let me know. Okay, next card, manifestation. If you are trying to manifest something, okay, this is a really important one to remember. So when you are trying to manifest something, more often than not, you will see it displayed in front of you. I often call it kind of like creator's catalog. Okay. So creator's catalog, if you're like, I really want to be in a great relationship with somebody. I want a great relationship with somebody, and I want it to be this really cool energy, you know, something that can go on for many years, you know, something that I really, you know, someone that really loves me and I really love them. We have some interests the same. We have some differences, but this is what I'm choosing to manifest and draw into me. So you'll see maybe many couples around you, maybe holding hands, maybe leaning in for a kiss on the cheek, maybe having a great conversation, maybe looking at their eyes just like, oh, and you think, ugh. You just turn that off with your jealous, envious energy. You just turned it off instead of going, yes, Creator, that's exactly what I want. That right there is exactly what I want. That's what you really, really want to really think about and kind of like have that energy out there. Okay, Jonathan, you said this is what you're going through. Going through that, it's like, when you are trying to manifest and it shows up in front of you, don't be jealous, don't be envious, be totally happy for that. Like, yes, many years ago, I was with a client and she wanted to manifest a relationship with someone else. And we went to a restaurant. I can't remember what restaurant we went to. We went to some restaurant, and we saw this older couple, and they were holding hands, and they were probably both in their late 70s or early 80s, like a much older couple. And you could just see like this love between them. He like came up to the table, and he pulled out her chair, and she sat down, and they talked about what they were going to order, and they, had a great conversation and that sort of thing. And she was just like, oh, that just makes me so mad. This is what I'm talking about. You just like closed it down right there. You closed it down. If you would have said, I'm open to this, like, oh my gosh, that's what I'm looking for. Maybe not like right now, and because I'm not in my 80s, but this is the kind of relationship I would want to have. I would want to be in a great, healthy relationship with someone who loves me, even if by then I'm old and wrinkly and don't remember, half the things that I want or whatever it is. That's the energy you want to bring in. So when you see it, it's kind of like, I always say, it's almost like circling it in a catalog, like, okay, Creator, that's exactly what I want. It's in the Target catalog, or it's in the Walmart catalog, or whatever it is. It's like, that's what I want. When you see it displayed in front of you, honor that. Like, yes, that's exactly what I want. That's exactly the energy that I want to draw into me. That's the energy that I want to bring in to my life. It's one of those, I want someone to love me, to honor me, to bring in this healthy, amazing energy. The next card I pulled is a soulmate. So it's one of those, when you want to draw in a soulmate, and a soulmate could be a business partner, it could be someone else. It's just this, you've got this old soul connection with someone else. And when you draw that soulmate energy to you, it's one of those, you want this amazing connection, and you don't want this old icky stuff that you've been kind of carrying for a while, coming in with this energy. So that's why it's time now to kind of look at where this energy came from. Where did you get contaminated with it so you can let it go? Nathan is asking, let's see. I've been nervous I've been nervous. It's one of those, sometimes it can be like, it's one of those, it can be a little funny. My husband and I will sometimes dress and like similarly, like he'll go back and get dressed and I won't see what he's dressed in, and I'll come out and we'll have like matching clothes. It's kind of creepy. It is kind of a creepy thing. But it's kind of like, that just means you're on the same wavelength. You're trying to draw in the same thing to yourself. You're trying to draw in this energy to yourself. And when you're on the same wavelength, that happens often. I will even dress matching my children and not even know it. It's one of those, we went to a family dinner a week or so ago, and I think my husband and I and my daughter and I were all kind of like almost in the same colors. That's the cool part. And it just means that y'all are drawing in the same energy. You're drawing in what you really desire in your life. So one of the things to keep in mind is, over the next few days or the next few weeks, anything that comes in that is kind of keeping you from what you want to desire in your life, I want you to investigate it. Where did you pick this up from? I want you to really, really look at it, really investigate it. Like, where did this come in from, and who do I need to give it back to? A lot of times, like I said, for me, it was my mom of always like, what are the neighbors going to think? Or what is so-and-so going to think? You know, really, I don't really care. It's not that I don't care for them. It's just one of those, like, I'm not living my life based on someone else. And that's really what you do when you're jealous or envious of someone else. You're not running your own race. You're kind of running everybody else's race. You're kind of like looking at them going, oh, they have, 2 kids at this age in this big, beautiful house. But it's one of those, you're not seeing everything of their life. You're only seeing what people put out there. And I'll end this on this note is so many times being a psychic, picking up the psychic energy from people, I will, interestingly enough, see people post pictures of having brand new cars or a gorgeous guy or girl next to them, and you're going, wow, that must be their boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever it is. Or they'll talk about promotions at work, or someone sent them flowers and that sort of thing. And a lot of time on the psychic side, it's all just BS. It is all just BS. It's one of those, I was about 2 weeks ago, I was online and I was looking for something that someone had posted. And there was a girl I went to high school with, and she's picturing herself with these flowers. Well, actually, psychically, the flowers weren't sent to her, but she was saying, thank you, husband, that you sent these beautiful flowers to me. He didn't send them to her. Someone else sent them to someone else in the office, and she just took this picture. It's like this make-believe life that she was trying to portray, that she has this amazing husband. And it's just like, maybe he did eventually send flowers, whatever else. Maybe he saw it and was like, oh, no, I forgot to send flowers. The thing is, though, but what she was posting was inaccurate. And when you do that, when you're posting inaccurate information, you're kind of like allowing that your inaccurate information to go out and allow others to post other inaccurate information. We don't want that kind of balance. We want our truth to come out. Like, part of life is just having the lumps and the bumps and the good days and the bad days and everything in between. That's just normal life. That's just the way it goes. And part of that is having good days and bad days. That's just part of life. And when you allow that to happen and allow yourself to have good days and bad days, it opens it up for everybody. And it opens up this amazing, healthy, successful life. And that's what I would say most people want. Is most people want this very successful life. They want this life to come in and heal them in some way, and kind of allow this to not only heal themselves, but heal other people. When you are not envious and when you are not jealous, you are more likely to get what you want than any other time in your life. So take the time right now. I think right now we have like 6 planets in retrograde, maybe almost 7 now. This is a great time to go through. Retrogrades are a great time to rethink or review this energy. Look at it. Look at the issue. Where did it come from? Where's the roots of it, so you can let it go? If you require help with that, basically reach out and let's get you an appointment and get this all settled up. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'm so grateful for your support and all of your comments. If you like my comments, if you like my content, please make sure that you subscribe. You can tap the bell and receive notifications when I post new videos. Plus, you can like and comment on this video and share it with others. I will have a few links beneath. I have videos about moonology, planetary alignments, ghost stories, and so much more. I thank y'all for joining me tonight, and I will see y'all again soon. Have a great night, guys.